we're going to get into some new features that have been in development that are really going to, in my opinion, change the entire game as it relates to managing staff, particularly for plan review. However, this could be for many other areas as well, directly tied to your workflow. So if you're familiar with, and all of you should be, of course, there is a feature in the software called your department queue. Your department queue is absolutely critical to the success of using the MGO system. Without utilizing the department queue, you really aren't taking advantage of the routing features, notifying departments of plan reviews, and many other tasks that go into making your office more efficient in that regard. However, we're taking it a step further by introducing a new dashboard methodology. So, with that being said, how do I know if a review is assigned and in progress? It's utilizing the new requirements dashboard for managers, but not just for managers, also for individual staff members as well. So, by raising your hand, how many in the room today are familiar with the dashboard for assigning inspections that you can use to drag and drop and assign inspections? Phenomenal. I mean, that's great. We are now rolling out a version of that same dashboard, but for requirements. Okay. So, of course, as you know, when someone requests an inspection online, it's under the not assigned column, and then you simply would drag that card to the inspector you want to assign that work order to. In the same fashion, when when you have a project and now you have a plan review task or requirement task that is not assigned, instead of you needing to actually go into the software, open the project, go to the requirements tab, click the red toolbox, so it will expand open and assign it to an individual staff member there or plan reviewer, etc. You now will simply be able to drag and drop to assign that task to that staff member. That is going to be profoundly powerful in your workflow on a daily basis, because look at how much time that is going to save you. And in my opinion, it's going to be much more encouraging to assign tasks to individuals when it becomes this easy to do so. So as we can see here, you have a column on the left, which would be essentially a requirement task that has not been assigned to an individual. So you're looking at your same department queue, but now you can look at it in a way where you could see, okay, how many currently do we have of that particular task? I'm using plan review as just a general example, but let's just say, you're the building department and you have building plan review as one of your tasks, and you want to be able to quickly see how many are currently in the to-do status and assigned to all of your plan reviewers. You now will be able to see that very easily with this dashboard. From there, if there are any tasks, new projects are always coming in and they're not assigned, of course, for those tasks to any given plan reviewer initially, those would show under essentially the not assigned column, and then you can now assign those plan review tasks. The reason why it's a good idea to assign your tasks is because this is how you start to really get into the possibility of having advanced KPI reporting. How is staff performing? How many reviews were completed in a particular month, a particular week, right? You can start to really get these metrics rather than just leaving tasks unassigned, which there's still other ways to get to that data when they're not assigned, but it's far more far more richer experience when they are assigned. So this is just really talking about how, you can really look at things from a group perspective as well. In my opinion, it's all the same thing. It's just the same dashboard. And the premise is very, very simple. Instead of working out of a department queue, you're working from a dashboard. And it's just really enhancing the entire process in regard to that. Now, from the dashboard, you also will have the ability to make notes under a particular requirement directly from the dashboard itself as well. This is just kind of illustrating that feature here. And you can also even set perhaps the deadline of when a particular task should be completed by. Really the idea and objective is to allow you to work directly from this dashboard and save yourself a ton of time rather than opening up so many individual projects or even going into your department queue and trying to work out the department queue itself. The dashboard is going to be exceedingly faster. And how many of you today, right? We've heard this for a very long time. When you use your department queue today, we've all, many users have mentioned that, man, you know what would be great if we could, every time I go into my department queue, I have to always select my department all over again or a particular department, right? Wouldn't it be nice that it can remember your selection if you, commonly are using that department queue? Well, with the dashboard, it will remember your settings for your filters. So if you primarily work out of one department like engineering plan review or, you know, uh, planning department review or something along those lines, building plan review, you now won't have to constantly change or update or set that department role every time you refresh or go back into the department queue. The dashboard is going to remember your personal setting and it's going to be personally set. It's not going to affect other users. So however you want to set so that when you go into your dashboard, is going to remember your preferred settings. And then finally, maybe not so much beneficial for necessarily plan reviews, but just like you can pinpoint all of the work orders when you're currently today using the work order management board, you can also display the locations of those work orders on a map. Same idea here with requirements. So if there are, perhaps other reasons or tasks or requirement tasks that you see a benefit where you could, let's just say you're going to do a final CO review in the field, but you're not necessarily using a work order system to do that. It's just a requirement task that would normally show up in your department queue. But now you would actually be able to even see that on a map, the locations of where all of those particular tasks would need to be completed, if that would be beneficial. So we're leveraging all of that same functionality with the GIS tools here so that you could geographically see the locations of those work assignments and even reassign work from the map as well in the same way that it works with the work orders dashboard and work orders maps. So we really hope you really like what we're doing here with this. It's going to definitely encourage you to assign your requirement tasks, particularly those plan review tasks, because we always get common requests for advanced reporting that can really, give some very accurate metrics on plan review performance, what's outstanding. With these dashboards, you'll be able to see a lot of that information at a glance, and you will take advantage of utilizing, the assignment features, the deadline features, and things of that nature, simply because of the intuitiveness of the dashboards. So thank you again. Really appreciate it. Thank you.